lav was giving off so much extra. And so what it was doing is, even though I could correct it, it was adding another 2 hours or so on the audio end of the process. So the idea was that perhaps what I can just do is bring the condenser microphone, but I left the microphone stand. So use it as a boom, record audio here, that's your ambient, but I'm recording audio here so that I at least have I have a stereo mix or something that I could use to make it happen. But since I don't have a microphone stand, it is my lot in life that I am going to record this thing in my hand and be sexy about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So you want to ask the Birdman, and remind me to let you hear the commercial. The pre-roll.
So real question right now.
Real question.
Yeah, man.
Should I record this real question?
Yeah, record if you can.
Okay, real question. What's the real question?
All right, so real question. Like, all of us have been on this journey for a while. Me, you, D, and we are sure of our potential for the most part because we're still here. Now, there's going to be times where we all ask each other to get out of our comfort zone, right? Just now was one of those times that I asked you to get out of your comfort zone. I knew that you didn't want to do it. I know that even in my mind, it's like, that shit looks ugly. We should probably do something else, right? But I still pressed. It was uncomfortable for me to even keep asking you, but I wanted to because I think it can work for what I needed to work for. How do you, as of right now, what was that experience for you as just a person, trying to trust and understand that, all right, maybe I don't got to think about this. Let me just go through and do it. And then get into that space of just getting it done. And now we're in what we got content. Only people that's going to know about this right here are the people that's watching this IG story. If they ain't watching IG story, they ain't going to never know that the reason you had that microphone just now was because of what you just explained to Daryl. You know what I mean?
I messed up.
Right? And it's cool though, but it's cool that you messed up. We moving on. We put in action. Regardless of the mess up, we're like, all right, man, let's continue to move on through it. We know what our potential is and we know what we can do. Let's get it done for the people because we know it's more important to put it out here and impact people than to just sit back and hold off. There's very precious moments out here that we must take advantage of. That say, all right, man, let's just get it done. We can always do whatever else we need to do in the future. We can always build that way. So my question to you though, like in that uncomfort, because it takes us all like shifting out of that uncomfort zone. That's me shifting my uncomfort, D listening to it to shift his uncomfort, you being in the uncomfortable position. It's like, huh. But once we do it, it's like, all right, now here we are, and still able to do what we said.
We're going to record on this one.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking I only had 30 minutes of tape time.
Okay.
There's a few ways to answer that question, Will. It goes back to a trust level. Mm-hmm. First of all, I'm never going to have anyone around me that I can't trust that they have my best interest at heart. That's one. Mm-hmm. Two, business right now, one of the reasons why I spoke earlier in some other previous videos about, this concept that I'm no longer doing 5 years, that I'm going down much more micro than macro. And that's because we're living in an era where the pivot has to be a part of what you do. So what I'm saying is I have to be able to always be in an attitude of being able to say, I gotta pivot. That's two. Three, okay, so I had a conversation several years ago, and I was like, who am I? I know who I was up until I was maybe 42, 43. I knew who that person was. I changed brands, all that kind of stuff. I'm a new person. What does that mean? And what we talked about at that time and came up with is that I was a disruptor of the status quo. A disruptor of the status quo. That anything that is just regular, you hate. And that really is who I am. Now, I then went through some radical changes after I took on that, because once you internalize who you are for real, you'll start to make some changes. And I dyed my hair blonde, I dyed it blue, I dyed it purple. I went through this whole thing, and the reason is I cannot tell my clients to disrupt the status quo if I'm not willing to disrupt my own status quo. You can be stuck and become stuck in doing business or doing the same thing the same way over and over again. You'll never be an interrupter. And that's what you have to be, especially in this day and age. An interrupter of the scroll. That's what we call it in marketing. When I stop you as you're walking through with a video or something that stops you, interrupter of the scroll. You can't be an interrupter of the scroll of life, an interrupter of the scroll of your business, an interrupter of the scroll of your relationship, if you refuse to step out of your comfort zone and do something different. The fourth part of that, you cannot continually do the same thing the same way and expect different results. Something has to change. I used to tell in my office, and they used to laugh at me, and even at home, I'd say, okay, we need to change the furniture, because I made $1 million with my desk facing this window, but now I need to make $2 million. That means I gotta change my desk. It seems like a small thing, but really what I'm saying is I gotta change my perspective. I gotta change where I'm standing. I gotta change where I'm sitting, because where I was only gave me the mentality to achieve this level. I have to change something. So with this document, this whole new document, not create content formula, I have to be able to say, you know what, I had a vision in my mind of what I want to see, but I'm okay if we do it differently, because maybe my vision at that time is only a $15 million vision, and Will really has the extra spark that pushes it up to $20, $30 million. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, listen, so since we're on IG and I got to really worry about me, at the end of the day, if the shit works, the shit works. I got video. My goal was to get video. My goal was to get podcast material. My goal was to get content. How we do that, I'm fucking open to. At the end of the day, I got what I needed.
That's all we talking about. We just having a conversation, man. We just having a conversation.
That's true.